Did we just kick off World War III? But today has been a win. No, not like the war for Israel, and not even just for the US, but for the entire Middle East and basically the entire world at large. To all the people decrying that, oh, well, we just went to war for Israel. We're only doing this to defend Israel. Do you realize that for nearly 5 decades, Iran has been chanting death to America and called America the big Satan? Israel's just the little Satan. They've been one of the biggest state sponsors of terror. In fact, I think the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, including Hamas, Hezbollah, the Muslim Brotherhood, and basically every terrorist organization that has been a thorn in everyone's side for the better part of half a century. Deposing this regime is an objective good, not just for Israel and the Middle East, but for the world at large. When World War III eventually does come along, it's going to be most likely involving the US, China, and Russia. Iran is one of the biggest suppliers of oil to the two superpowers that we might end up enemies with in the future. So when we're talking about, oh, we voted for no more wars, really, we got to look at the track record on this one, because in 2016, we had the missiles going into Syria. Everybody thought that was going to kick off World War III. Didn't do it. When we bombed Iran last year, everyone said that's going to kick off World War III. Still didn't do it. When we captured Maduro, everyone says, oh, that's going to kick off World War III. Still we didn't. And right now, what we have is not a war, as much as everyone wants to say it is. What we have is a very fast airstrike campaign that has essentially decapitated the entire military and government of the Islamic regime of Iran. Now, I'm going to be honest, I do not want to see a whole bunch of boots on the ground. I do not want to see another GWOT where we spend 20 years in a war that should have taken all but 2 months to complete and end up spending billions of dollars and thousands upon thousands of lives to end up just fizzling out in a botched retreat nearly 2 decades after it should have ended. And I'll be honest, I don't think Trump does either. As much as everyone wants to say, oh, well, he's just a bloviating idiot and he wants a long war and it's just GWOT all over again. That's not what the track record shows. If it shows different, cool, we'll deal with that then. But as it stands right now, it's one of the biggest airstrike campaigns that we have in recorded history, and it's working. You know, one of the things that I always have to reconcile as a man of faith and as an American is where moral responsibility and geopolitical responsibility conflict. Because while the destruction of the Iranian regime is an absolute moral good, I constantly have to ask, well, is it geopolitically America's responsibility? And to be honest, I don't necessarily have the full answer to that. But what I do know is that if this does go the way that a lot of us are hoping it does, if Iran's regime falls, if the people are able to rise up, if we're able to get old school Persia back, it could completely change not only the makeup of the Middle East, but the makeup of most of the Western world as well. God bless. Love you all. Christ is King.